Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clarity 16.1.1 Supportability and Feature Training. My name is Dave Sprague. In this section, we will review the updates to Clarity Connections, which is the out-of-the-box configurable solution to integrate Clarity and Rally. As a reminder, the goal of this solution is to tie Clarity and Rally together. You can start with Clarity business outcomes, import them into a Clarity roadmap. The integration can use these business outcomes from an approved roadmap scenario to create portfolio items in Rally. The integration can also use portfolio items in Rally to create business outcome items in Clarity. That was a new capability introduced within the 16.0.1 release. And then, based on both the initial estimates as well as the delivery status, Rally can send this information back to Clarity for review or monitoring. The integration allows you to tie business decisions and their prioritization with delivery or execution information. In addition, Clarity provides the ability for organizations to catalog objectives and key results, or OKRs, and track their progress, which creates alignment and encourages engagement, which are all critical success factors for any business. OKR support was introduced with the 16.0.3 release. From a Rally integration perspective, different parts of the organization will articulate unique OKRs related to their respective roles. Even though these OKRs may be viewed through different filters, they can often be complemented or aligned with each other. As a result, business and engineering management achieve OKR alignment. This is how we visualize the relationship between the two solutions. We're going to continue to evolve this over time as people tell us what other information they'd like to see go through this round trip. So what's new? First up, in the context of OKRs, Clarity has added the capability to synchronize Rally and Clarity objective owners. If you recall from the portfolio item hierarchy perspective, in Clarity 16.02, which was in May of 2022, the integration added the capability to sync a Clarity resource, such as a manager field and its values, with Rally's owner field values. So this capability we're introducing today finishes the thought from an OKR perspective. Next is the ability to synchronize interim key result targets and actuals between Clarity and Rally. The existing sync job has been updated to sync Rally's interim targets from Rally to Clarity. So this is targets from Rally to Clarity. And Rally's interim actuals can be synced in either way, from Rally to Clarity or Clarity to Rally directions. The integration also provides new information in Rally indicating if portfolio items or objectives have been created from Clarity. When Clarity's synced mapped information job is run, the Rally source field is automatically populated with the value of Clarity to indicate the items originated from Clarity. Lastly, in the context of OKRs again, Clarity has been updated so a custom object name used to configure OKRs will support up to 256 characters, which now matches that of Rally's objective and key results names. So why is this important? With the added capability to ensure Clarity and Rally OKR ownership in sync, the integration detects where ownership changes occur in either Rally or Clarity and ensures the systems will always reflect current Clarity and Rally ownership. From the interim targets and actuals perspective, OKRs remain a popular method for organizations to measure performance. With this release, the ability to sync interim key result target and actuals, Clarity and Rally end users are provided with added information they need to manage their OKRs. In the prior release, the source field was only available in Clarity. Clarity users have a visual indicator for investments and/or OKRs having originated from Rally. With the addition of the source field in Rally, Now Rally users have visibility that portfolio items or objectives have originated from Clarity. Lastly, aligning the max character support for the Clarity custom object name and the Rally OKR name facilitates a smooth data flow. And this is a feature request directly from the Customer Innovation Program. So what's changed? In the context of OKRs, Clarity has added the capability to synchronize Rally's objective owner with Clarity's objective owner. The integration detects if ownership changes occur either in Clarity or Rally and ensures the system will always reflect current ownership. It's not unusual for OKR ownership to change either in Rally or Clarity, in either the business side of the house or the engineering side of the house. With that in mind, this is a call out to run the sync job on a regular cadence to keep end user lookup value changes in sync. Just a side note, when using the custom objects to configure OKRs, we recommend using the specifically SCH underscore browse underscore resource lookup for the Clarity owner field. Lastly, the Clarity and Rally owner sync process assumes matching email addresses. Again, from an objective perspective, you can easily map objectives and their respective fields between Rally and Clarity. You can also configure who owns the data in terms of controlling the sync direction. From the key results perspective, you can also map their respective fields between Rally and Clarity. As an example, key results start and target metrics can be synced from Rally to Clarity or Clarity to Rally, and the current metric or last actual value metric only syncs from Rally to Clarity. And this flow does not change with this release. This release includes the new ability to sync interim key result target and actuals between Clarity and Rally. So you may be asking, what is an interim target or actual? Interim targets can be thought of as checkpoints to gauge progress towards the defined end target. Interim actuals are just that and can be used to gauge if the interim targets are met. Interim targets are defined in Rally and synced only from Rally to Clarity. Interim actuals can be captured in either Clarity or Rally and can be synced in both directions. The existing sync job has been updated to support populating interim targets and actuals using these predefined directions. You can see in this diagram the most recent Rally interim actual feeds Rally's last actual value, which in turn syncs with Clarity's current metric. So these are the new OKR elements for this release. Last point I want to make is that the actual and target objects and their respective fields do not need a field mapping configuration. The integration assumes a certain configuration for actuals and targets. As mentioned, interim targets and their dates, kind of focus your attention on the lower right image, are defined in Rally and only sync from Rally to Clarity. Interim actuals and dates, focus your attention on the upper right image, can be captured or recorded in either Clarity or Rally and synced in both directions. These are the predefined sync directions for interim targets and actuals. On the left side of the screen, you can see Clarity's targets and actuals are configured as sub-objects to the key results, or as a third level object, and are represented as separate tabs within the details flyout. This is an example of the flyout being positioned horizontally for easy viewing. As mentioned in the previous release, the source field was only available in Clarity. So Clarity users had that visual indicator for portfolio items or OKRs having originated from Rally. With this release, using the new source field in Rally, Rally users now have visibility that portfolio items or objectives are originating from Clarity. The source field is created in Rally after running the first import integrations mapping job. And this new Rally source field is a custom editable text field that is auto-populated with the value of Clarity when items are in fact sourced from Clarity. And we're talking about portfolio items and objectives. Since the Rally source field is a custom field, it cannot be configured to default to the value of Rally when a new portfolio item or objective is created in Rally by a Rally user. The Rally user will need to manually populate this field. However, if the Rally source field is in fact left blank, after the sync job is run in Clarity, that source field will be auto-populated with the value of Rally. So you'll be able to tell straight away that that item originated from Rally. Next, in a prior release, it's actually 15.9.3, Clarity was updated so that an investment name, whether it be project, idea, or custom investment, would support up to 256 characters, which matched that of the Rally portfolio item name. As part of the work in 15.9.3, we also updated a few other object names to support up to 256 characters, and you can use this slide as a historical reference. But with Clarity 16.1.1, the custom object name field is now aligned with Rally's objective and key results name field to support up to 256 characters. Again, the primary driver for this Clarity change is in fact to support the Clarity Rally integration, where Clarity objectives and key results are configured as custom objects. So let's talk about the demo. In the demo, you'll see how to map and synchronize Clarity and Rally objective owners, synchronize interim key results, targets, and actuals, and understand the visual indicator in Rally for portfolio items or objectives having originated from Clarity. So let's jump into it. Okay, I have landed here on my objectives listing. You can see I've got some widgets in view here. We are in the custom object workspace versus the custom investment workspace. You'll notice that these are the objective type epic, which corresponds with a level in an objective level in Rally's objective hierarchy. And notice the source field. They're all saying Clarity, meaning these are originating in Clarity. So we're going to first focus on the owner sync. Here you can see there's a variety of different owners for each of these objectives, and the widget indicates that at a high level of the ownership distribution. So first thing I want to do is kind of keep in mind the owner field here. I'm going to come over to Rally. Here is the corresponding collection of objectives, epic objectives right here, sourced from Clarity. So this is that one feature that we added, a source column, a source field to indicate if certain items originated from Clarity. So here's the example right here. So we've checked off that feature to show that these came over from Clarity. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and change the ownership here to make all of these, change the owner field to that of Peter Anderson. So basically what I'm going to do is just, for purposes of demonstration, just change all of those. It's obviously not a real scenario, but we're showing off that we can change these and sync this information over to Clarity to make sure that either users of these systems recognize ownership change. So I'm not going to run the sync job just yet. I still want to show, I want to show a few other things, and then we'll kind of run the sync job. And just keep in mind that this change has occurred in Rally right now, and we haven't run the sync job in Clarity, so I don't expect it to show up just yet. I do want to point out that, again, on the source field here, this is a text field. It's auto-populated with Clarity in the case of things are originating from Clarity. If I were to create a new item here, it would the default would be blank, so I, as a Rally user, would be required to enter the term Rally. Now, it's not mandatory. if this item were to be sent, if a new item was to be sent over to Clarity, that source field in Clarity would be actually populated with Rally. And you'll see some of that in a minute here. All right, let's switch gears to talk about interim targets and actuals as they pertain to key results. So I'm going to navigate into this first objective here. And I'm going to land on the overview page, and it's just that. It's giving me in this example, there's 5 key results, and it's showing a nice visual of, what for each key result, the starting value, in this case, 0. I'm trying to get 5 reference customers. That's the key result here that we want to measure. And the target state is 5. So there's a concept of interim targets. You can see there's a date and a value expected there, and there's a date and a value expected here for this, and that's repeated for all these guys. If I go into my edit mode, this is the detail page for a given objective, but I see my key result here, and I can enter in Rally the interim dates. I've got 2 dates that I want between August and November, so I picked November, September, and October. So I added those, and that shows up now for every key result. Now I've staged some data here. I put in the value and for the corresponding date. And again, this one is achieve 5 reference customers. So in September, I want to achieve 2. And in October, I want to see 4, so that ultimately I can gauge my target of 5 in November. And that repeats for each of these as far as the model for each of the key results. So that's how targets are defined in Clarity. Sorry, how targets are defined in Rally. And let's switch gears to actuals. So I'll go back to my overview page, and I'll scroll to the top just to kind of look at the first KR here. You can see we talked about the starting and the target. There's an actual here of 2. Well, how did that get there? So there's an area in Rally where you come in and you update the values. I'll talk about this first one here. This was sourced from Clarity originally, and there's a new date, new actual here for mid-September of 2. So this is staged. This hasn't gone over to Clarity yet, but this is where the user would come in and put in the actual value, an interim actual value. And the date does not have to correspond with the target whatsoever. It's very flexible in that regard. Now you can see that actual right here and an actual right here. And that repeats through for each one of these key results. There's a way to capture that. So this has all been set up here, that I've taken time here as my OKR I'm responsible for this OKR. I am going to come in and engage and keep these things current so that people can monitor and follow how we're doing with this objective here to accelerate the company's solution adoption. Also, let's see, the other thing I wanted to talk about was just kind of pay attention to this value of 2, which was a little bit different. It's only 1 right now in Clarity, and we haven't run the sync job yet. Okay, so let's go back to Clarity real quick before we run the sync job. I'll kind of come out of here back to the list. Okay, we're coming back over to Clarity. I want to talk about actuals and targets in the context of Clarity. All right, so I'm going to come back over. We're going to look at a particular objective, and we're going to land on the key results module, if you will. I'll highlight a specific key result. You can see its various metrics. Notice the number 1 for achieve 5 reference customers. Target and actual are represented here in the detailed flyout. These represent these sub-objects of the key results. Notice the target value that we created over here in Rally have not made their way over, right? So we have that waiting to come over to Clarity, and I can go through each one of these key results, and you can see just there's no targets just yet. Now actuals, you should see one value in each one of these. Now, what is this? This is a sourced in Clarity, meaning that this value with its date was sent over to Rally. And I can show you that real quick just to confirm what we're talking about. Here it is right there. There's 8/31/1. So that actual was provided by Clarity. But what we're doing now is we're going to take those updated actuals and those target values from Rally to Clarity. And so I'll scroll through these different key results and you can see the values here. Okay, so this is the new functionality, the new object for actual and target. So now that we've gone through and taken a look at the current setup for targets and actuals in Clarity, and the stage data in Rally has been reviewed, we are ready. We're ready to bring over those owners that have changed in Rally and bring over the actuals and targets. So we'll go ahead and run the sync job here. Got it ready to go. And we'll just kick that off. And we'll bring this over here so we can monitor. It's starting. Now, while that's going, I want to go into the administration area and show you the setup for this. Now, in the integration mapping area, we have the objectives and its field mapping. This is no different from the prior release. I do want to call out the owner value is now supported between Clarity and Rally. Also, here is our sub-object mapping or the key results mapping. This hasn't changed. We just have a few attributes that we're tracking here in terms of name, start, target, current. I do want to call out that the target and actual values do not require a field mapping. So that's very important to recognize. Okay, let's take a look and see if that sync job has finished. Let's go back here. And let's see, yes, it's all done. So what we're expecting, I'm going to go back to the main page here, custom objects, and I'm expecting to see the owner assignment all change. And you can see if I drill into a given key result and go to one, I should see the actuals. I have the previous value, and then I have the new value that came over from Rally. And you can see that 2 is now updated here. And as I scroll through, I'll see the new updates, which it did in fact update all the current metrics here in at the key result level. So that's as expected. You can see the source, Rally versus Clarity. And the next thing is our target value. If I go back to my top here, we have the date and value pairs for September and October. As expected from Rally, right? So these are all coming through as we expected for those targets. So now this is information that is there to help the individual person responsible for these OKRs to track how it's going. So that concludes the demonstration showing off how OKR owners are synchronized, objective owners specifically, and then the new actual interim actuals and targets on how those are synchronized and managed between Clarity and Rally. And you also saw the source field over here in Rally in the context of objectives to indicate where those originated from. So that concludes the demo. So this concludes the Clarity Connections Rally Integrations Update section. Thank you for your time, and we will see each other soon.